And welcome to Officer Oil. I'm your host, Scott McAdoo. I'm a police first responder in Maryland and also a certified AMSOIL dealer. When I'm not fighting crime, I am fighting friction. So I'm here doing my project. I'm getting everything switched over on my 2015 Can-Am Outlander 500 L DPS. And I'm slowly switching everything over to AMSOIL. Bought it used. It sat for a while. And so just been kind of ticking off the boxes here and getting all the fluids and everything switched over and upgraded to AMSOIL. So here, so all my engine oil is changed. And if you see my other video on officeroil.com, I did switch over to the AMSOIL 040. And I had made an awful mistake, such a rookie move. I stripped out the drain bolt, had to do a Healy coil. It was still dripping a little bit. Went with a little larger crush washer last night and checked it, so it seems to be holding. So I'm keeping my hopes up there that I got it right this time. But now I've done the gear oil, the 75-140 synthetic severe gear. The gear oil's been changed. I'm going to be putting this in the rear as well, and then eventually working over to the front to doing the front differential and transmission fluid. Switching up to the AMSOIL synthetic .4 brake fluid, .3.4 brake fluid. And then today we're going to be doing the coolant. So first what we're going to do is we're going to get everything drained out and going to be taking off the drain plug right here at the very, very bottom. All right. So to get to this, you have to remove 5 fasteners here. Got to pull off the paneling here, take off the seat. You have a couple rivets in here, a fastener here. It's a T30 Torx fastener there. Another fastener in here, back here, I believe it was a 10 mil. Another T30 Torx, and then you have these little clips, and you have to kind of work out that footwell. So got to get access to that. Is a little tricky. But since I have everything off, again, changing the oil, changing the gear lube, and now we're going to be going to the coolant. So let's go ahead and get this drained out here. All right. So 8 mil right down here, very bottom. Here it comes. You can hear it. Then I'll pop off the top here. Should really speed it up. There you go, seal's broken. So it is all coming out down there. See that pouring out, filling up. All right, so we'll give that a minute, let it drain all out, get all that old fluid out. The machine only has 34 hours on it, about 135 miles. Believe, and but again, it's sat. It's now 5 years according to the manual. It said change the coolant every 5 years. So I want to get everything switched over. It'd be a nice peace of mind for me, just to get the fresh coolant in there. So I'm gonna let that keep draining out. So you can take a look at this fluid here. This is the old coolant, nice and nasty looking. So we're getting all that out. That could just be some oxidation. Again, it's been sitting in there for so long. So we just want to get that out, get fresh coolant in there. So now that is out. It's still dripping a little bit. That's fine. We're going to flush it a couple times. I'm going to replace the drain bolt. And then I'm going to move up here. I'm going to fill it up with distilled water. And I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to let it run. I'm gonna let it run and just try to circulate that water around and try to flush it out, and I'm gonna do that a couple times. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the drain bolt put back in. Just snug that up. Still using the same crush washer on there. Gonna move right over here and we're going to fill this up with some water. All right, so I'm using distilled water. Again, it's going to be better for the system. It's going to prevent a lot of that rust and corrosion as opposed to using tap water. So even though I'm flushing, I'm going to do this a couple times. I always like to use distilled just in case there's any residual in there. And it's cheap. You know, this thing was $1, so Get this poured in. I can hear it gurgling, taking it in. Nice and slow. All right, so now I got it in here. It's filled all the way up to the top, but I need to get the engine running. So I'm gonna leave the cap off, I'm gonna fire it up and let it start circulating. What I wanna do, I want it to have it open up the thermostat so it can start flushing all that fluid through. So I want it to get nice and hot. It might even start to boil. That's fine, we're not gonna do it long. And then we'll get it all drained out and we'll repeat the process. Okay, back down here, I gotta take out the drain plug. Remember, this is gonna be very, very hot. Be very careful when you do this. Get this off. And there she goes. Okay, so let it run again. Let the thermostat open up. Let the fan kick on. Lots of steam. It's getting really hot. Had the cap off. We'll go ahead and take off the drain plug. And again, flush all that fluid out. Flush all that old coolant out and any residual. And we just want that clear water. So remember, hot, hot, hot. So be very careful. So let that drain out. See what it looks like. All right, so pretty clear, much better. There was some residual oil in here from doing the oil change, so that's why it looks a little shiny there. But I'm gonna do it one more time just to be sure, since I have everything taken off. Just go ahead and put in some more distilled water, run it one more time, and get it all cleaned out. It idled for a while, nice and hot, steamy. Let the fan kick on twice, so I'm confident that the thermostat was open, everything was circulating through. Go ahead and pull that drain bolt out and get all that water out of there, any other contaminants that are left in. Okay, all the water's been flushed out. Let's take a look. Yeah, completely clear, very happy with that. Glad I did it that last time, just to be sure, since I'm already here. So, let that drip a little bit. And then what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna move over, I'm gonna pull over the lower radiator hose, just to ensure that I got all that water out. So let's go ahead and move over and do that. Okay, the lower radiator hose right here on the front right side of the machine. So let's go ahead and pull that off. Line up my drain pan. Oh, and before, what I also forgot to mention, whenever I'm getting ready to do anything, I want to get everything clean. So I just hit everything with the parts cleaner, the AMSOIL parts cleaner. So it's chlorinated formula, dries very quickly, doesn't leave any residue, but it's going to quickly remove a lot of that dirt, that grime, that grease. And so I hit that here and then hit it down on down near the drain bolt as well. There we go. Again, going to be a little hot. There she goes. So not much, I got most of it out, but let that drain out completely. So something else that doesn't hurt to do is just get up and just shake the suspension around, move the bike, just kind of slosh in, get all that water out of there. As you can see, it's still dripping out, so try to get all that. Because when I go and I start dumping in my new coolant, remember, you got to kind of account for some of that extra water that's still in there. So we try to get as much of it out as we can. You're never going to get all of it out, but just want to keep doing that and try to empty it as best you can. Okay, I'm happy with getting as much of the water out as I can. I've reinstalled the lower radiator hose, and we're going to move back over and put in our new, install the drain bolt with a new crush washer. Okay, got my new crush washer on there. Install that drain bolt, snug that up. Got my torque wrench. The torque spec on this is 10 Newton meters. Got that set. There we go. All tightened up. So now that I've got drain bolt back on, lower radiator hose on, I'm confident that I've got as much of the old coolant out as I can. Maybe some residual distilled water in there, that's okay. So what we're going to be using is we're going to be refilling with the AMSOIL low toxicity biodegradable antifreeze and coolant. It's a long life formula, outstanding. It is going to give you outstanding heat transfer capabilities, but work really, really well in the cold. So you get the best of both worlds. Biodegradable, again, safer for pets. I wouldn't say drink it, but if they did, they should be okay. It shouldn't kill them. And it's a concentrate. Going to mix it out a couple different ways. You can mix it 50-50 if you want to get a little better heat transfer, 60-40, and then for maximum heat transfer, I mixed it with 70-30 here. So 70-30, all right, it has a green yellowish color to it, but what I did was I also topped it off with some of our Dominator Coolant Boost. All right, so this is going to give you even better heat transfer capabilities, and just for maximum horsepower, reliability. It in straight water applications, so if you're down at the track, you can run it and it's not going to pop on a test if they test your coolant, but it's going to lower engine temps up to 25 degrees and up to 8 degrees for systems that already have a 50-50 mix. So it's great for seals, gaskets, prevent corrosion, rust, all the above. Same thing with the antifreeze and coolant here. So it's going to put a nice coating on everything to prevent that corrosion. If it's going to last 5 years, passenger auto light truck, 5 years, 150,000 miles. But if it is in a larger truck, you know, on the road truck, you can go, I believe it's 12,000 hours. Or 1 million miles. So it's an outstanding coolant. So that's what we had today. I've got this all mixed up, 70-30, and then we'll get it put in here. All right, so I did switch funnels halfway. This one sat in here a little bit better, so I didn't have to hold it. But mix it up. This is an old container, half gallon, 2 quarts. So it's all nice and shaken up already. Go ahead and get this dumped in. And this is compatible, this coolant here and the Dominator Boost, engine coolant boost is compatible with all other fluids, all other coolants and colors. So you're good to go there, so don't have to worry about if you need to mix or top off. The system, according to the manual, holds 0.9 quarts, so 0.9 quarts. So, or excuse me, 0.9 gallons. So I'm going to need to add a little bit more here, assuming I got all that out. So I'm going to have to mix it up again. Just about perfect because I am running out. So I'm going to mix up some more. I'll mix up some more. I'm going to start the engine, let it run, burp the system. The best thing to do is to use the bleeder valves. So there's one on the right, one on the left. I didn't want to have to take any more plastic off on the other side. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and let it run. Just keep checking it, keep burping, squeezing those radiator hoses all over, and do some heat cycles and just get all those bubbles out. So I'll just keep checking it. But you know, please comment below. Just let me know if you've ever had any experience, you know, any problems. I've always done it that way, and I've never had an issue. You just got to keep checking it and taking that cap off to let the system bleed out. So let's mix up some more. Let it run a little bit, mix up some more. Okay, so this is what it looks like straight out of the container here. It's nice and got a yellow, kind of a yellow, you know, slightly green color to it. So it's about 70% of my container, give or take. And then I'm going to be putting in the Dominator Coolant Boost, as well as topping off with distilled water. So here it's 1 ounce. It's 1 ounce per quart if it already has coolant. It's 2 ounces per quart if you are just running straight water. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, this is half a gallon, so get that put in 2 ounces here. There we go, perfect. So got that in there. And then top it off with my distilled water. All right. So got that mixed up, give it a shake. and run it, let everything fill up all those cavities, and kick that thermostat on and let it flush, and or let it fill up, and then we'll keep checking the level. Okay, we're all mixed up. I had this full all the way up to the full line right here, but what I did, I was squeezing those hoses everywhere, shaking the machine, just trying to work it through the system and get all those bubbles to come up. So level did drop down. So let me go ahead and add a little more. All right, so I'm up to the full line. You shake it some more. Squeeze those hoses. You can hear it gurgling and sloshing all through. That's good. That's what we want. We want to push all those air bubbles out. So my level's still dropping a little bit. That's good. That means I'm getting more air out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I got it up here. I'm going to go ahead and let it start and let it run. I want to get that fan to kick on. Again, circulate all that fluid. I know the water pump's working. So let's get that turned on. Okay, so that's pretty much a wrap. Again, the AMSOIL antifreeze and coolant, biodegradable, super long life, low toxicity, safe for pets, animals. Very, very outstanding heat transfer capabilities, as well as antifreeze capabilities. So you can mix that out, dilute it out, distilled water, did a 70-30 mix. It's also really going to help. These two products are going to help with warm up. So wintertime, you're out there starting your car, you want that heat to kick on, this will significantly cut that warm up time. It's going to start flowing and let the engine warm up faster. So the Dominator Coolant Boost, so give that increased horsepower. You're getting all the corrosion protection. Both of these really do the same. Going to drop those engine temps significantly. So if you're running pure water, so again 25 degrees, it's going to lower those engine temps by 25 degrees. And then with your running already antifreeze, up to 8 degrees. So that is significant when you think about it. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer and you'd like to upgrade to AMSOIL to start protecting your equipment, so whether we're out riding, racing, recreational, just trail riding, or working around the farm, great products here, and they can all be used for not just ATV, but anything with a cooling system. So your trucks, your cars, your dirt bikes, any of those pieces of equipment. So if you're a do-it-yourselfer, I highly recommend joining our AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you 25% off of retail. They're going to drop ship whatever you need right to your house. Usually it shows up a day, 2 tops. So we've got multiple distribution centers all over the country, but any free shipping on anything over $100, plus there's a referral program, and you get credits on your order. Whenever you order, you earn credits that you can redeem for money off your next order. My own parents are preferred customers. Many of my police officer co-workers are, and best friends are all preferred customers, so perfect for DIY. If you're a repair shop or a parts store, then we have an even more advantageous program. It's a retail wholesale program where you receive 30% off of wholesale, or 30% off of retail, and you also have free shipping and free shipping on anything over $350. And you also receive 4% cash back on all your orders that you can use for merchandising, signage, shirts, giveaways. Can't buy oil with it, but it's a great way to help advertise AMSOIL for your business. So those are your parts stores, repair shops. And then we have a fleet commercial program. So whether you're a municipality, a landscape company, tree company, construction company, that program, you can earn up to 40% off of our retail price. And again, the free shipping, anything over $350. But an outstanding program. And please, if you'd like to move forward with that, please do, if you could, use my name, and my name's Scott McAdoo, and my dealer referral number, which is 1649274. By doing that, it really supports me, my family, and I'd love to work with you. So please follow the link below. to do that if you'd like to move forward with AMSOIL and start protecting your equipment. And please, thanks for tuning in to Officer Oil, and like, subscribe, share with your friends, and comment below. So I'd like to hear, again, I'd like to hear if you've ever had any issues with not using the bleeding. Again, I'm squeezing all those hoses multiple times. I'm going to do some heat cycles just to get all those bubbles out. But Officer Oil signing off. Thanks for tuning in.